And guasha and facial cupping to me are simple and uncomplicated. I won't use the word raw, but they're just simple and uncomplicated and very old. It was a technique. So that would help people feel better. They wouldn't have had words like, oh, lymphatic drainage attached to it, but they knew it affected the chi, the energy, and the flow inside one's body. So anything that serves me, our patients, our clients, serves them in looking and feeling better, or feeling and looking better, I'm always curious about it. So that's why I'm a believer in guasha. I'm a believer in cupping, because I think not only do you feel good, you look good. So that's sort of my big story there.
Well, no, and I think that's amazing. I feel like it kind of, sets way into why is it so important to, put your best face forward. So when we talk about, self-care, I know you and I had this conversation. We talked about self-care, and we're just saying, like, having a good skincare routine. Why is that important? And should we go really extreme with Korean beauty steps of 10 to 32? Or, if you're able to infuse maybe 1 to 3 things to get a good skincare routine, like, why is that so important?
Well, a good skincare routine means like I'll just go through it like not in any order priority. If you have a good skincare routine, and if looking your best is a priority for you, and then if the next thing is that if you're like to go to spas and do things and have treatments done, you can up the level that you spend your money on if you do some, we'll call it homework or self-care at home. So when I do things, it's like if I do my exercises at home, I can up my level when I go to the gym, when I work with my personal trainer. Why pay them to
Yeah.
do something for me when I could have done it at home? It's the same with food. It's the same with your hair. It's the same with your gym. If there are some things we can do at home, you save money. Also, if you do it at home, it's actually time with yourself. So I think that's important. Never in a time ever more important than now with COVID. Not only is it, we have to be with ourselves. So what are you going to do? I've watched all of Netflix. There's nothing I haven't seen. So, and it's like, okay, what other thing can I sign up for? So, when you get to know yourself and you get to work with your skin and you get to just spend a little bit of time, whether it's just meditative, it's just a quiet time with yourself. I think, that these tools, the guasha, the facial cupping, it's all very relaxing. So,
Mm-hmm.
so even before you bring these tools to your skin and you bring them to your face, you've already committed to coming down a notch
Got
and
it.
spending time with yourself, rather than in the shower, splash, splash, run out, run out with wet hair. You can spend time cleansing your face, which is what you do before you massage cup or you do the guasha. You start with the cleanse. Spend a little time, just work with your skin. Start loving yourself, basically. Just start loving yourself, and you cleanse your skin. And that's the first step with the guasha and the facial
Okay.
cupping. You start with cleansed skin because we're opening up pores and I don't want any junk getting in there. So you
Got
start
it.
with cleansed skin. And I always use the skin cleansing and just an upward motion. I just use it as an opportunity to, give myself the home facelift. One of these, like, if I could just do this would be really good. And by the way, I get clients coming in to see us all the time and patients coming in going, okay, I just want this. And
A
I'm
little
like,
bit.
yeah. And it's like, girl, you just left a whole bunch of skin down the back of your neck. That's not me. That's a different physician. And so, we'll refer it, but you just want to keep moving. And I like to think that my hands belong to somebody else and they're just taking care of me, So you just start with the
Mm-hmm.
cleanse and the upward motions, and then you get your little kit,
I was going to say, so let's jump right in.
Mhm.
So for you all just joining, we're going to use the brand Lure Essentials. And I just love, shout out to the creator, Stella. She's amazing. The company is in New Jersey. And so she is a, amazing businesswoman. And I love, love, love the products. They sent them over to me. And then Linda and I did a FaceTime tutorial. So we're going to do this together. And then if you all see anything that jumps out at you and you're like, wait, what is this guasha thing? What are these cupping things? She'll be educating us as we're going. If you have any questions, you can submit them in that little question box down there. I know how to work that now. So if there's stuff you want to know about skincare, we have Linda Murphy here, and she is an amazing person to know in the esthetician field, but takes it up a notch because she is a medical esthetician. So those Botox questions you have, different things with lymphatic drainage, which she will address. If you have questions about that, and this is not just for the ladies, it's for the fellas too. So I saw a couple of you people in here. So I'm excited. And let's just jump right in. So I guess we're going to start with the guasha. And you guys, it took me a while to get to how to say it, but Linda said, if you say like guacamole, then you can say guasha. So this is the guasha here. And this is the actual packaging. And Linda was holding up the actual guasha so you can kind of see it. And so it comes in this really cool packaging. I love it. I love anything that's like inventive on how you do it. And you open it up, there's a little pillow in here for it, which is great. And then I always love a little bag moment. I usually put my jewelry and stuff in bags like this, but it's super cute. And so with the guasha, that is made out of the rose quartz material, right?
Yes, it is. And
okay.
when this comes to you, the packaging is beautiful. Number one, I think this is beautiful. It has a product experience. To me, it's like opening an iPhone. You get all excited. But
Oh my
what's
gosh,
really
absolutely.
what's really great about the packaging is you get the instructions. So if you can't remember what we talked about today, if you decide that this is something you would like to explore and order, it's like, or all the instructions are there. So just relax, enjoy this. The instructions are there for you. This rose quartz, when you pick it up, it feels really fresh all the time. So it's very cooling to the face. And the edges are soft. And the edges are soft. They're rounded. Okay. And they're rounded because this is meant to be a delicate, light-handed procedure. And what we're doing is we are moving fluid that can pool in our face. So you'll hear of the words lymphatic system, lymphatic drainage, lymphatic fluids. These are all things that the lymph system is a closed system in our body, and it is fluid. And when you get puffy, when you notice when you get up in the morning sometimes and you're puffy under the eyes, but as the day goes on, that moves. It's because once you started walking around, the fluid in your body started moving from the areas where it had pooled. Some people, when they're on their feet all day, their ankles, their legs get heavy, almost doughy and spongy. And that's just lymphatic fluid that's pooling. And that person might not have great circulation, lymphatic circulation to get that moving all through. So we're going to focus on the lymph fluids in the face. And the first motivator, and I'm going to interchange. What is good for you also looks good on you. And what looks good on you often is good for you with this. So to me, what's more important, looking good or feeling good? I think they're equally important. So when you're moving lymph fluid, you're moving the stuff that gets trapped. And ultimately, you're moving it to I'm going to just go on my tippy toes here, the big drains, the big lymphatic drains. You got big drains in your armpits. And we're going to think, well, and it sits very close to the surface of the skin. So everything's very light-handed because you don't need to push hard. Everything's delicate, but you're moving fluid from your face, your jaw, wherever it's pooling on you, down your neck, and you're moving it out to the big lymph nodes. Okay. So this is a lovely tool because it's almost like, in my mind, when I was a young girl, I used to go swimming at an outdoor pool. And you could volunteer and help because we liked hanging out with the older lifeguards. And one of my jobs, when I got to hang out, they'd give me a job to get rid of Linda. Here, give her this job. And it was to take the squeegee, the big wide squeegee, and push the water that was on the deck around the splash pool into the drains. So think of you're pushing and moving and directing fluid, water, to the big drains. So how do I do that? I've got this little tool. This is my squeegee, but it's very gentle. And the goal is to move the fluid. So I did this yesterday, and I did some of this morning. And look at how your technique is so good. You are so
I just
good
learned this yesterday, you guys.
Yes. And that's another thing, is it's easy to learn, and it feels awkward at the beginning only because if you've never done it before, it's not really awkward. It's just new. Like me getting on Instagram live from my computer. So
It's
it's
all
just
good.
something new. So what you do, you've got this tool and you're going to keep it almost flat. I want to say 15 degrees, but keep it almost flat. And when you're bringing it, you're going to be doing strokes. But before we do that, I want you to think about just moving the fluid from your neck. So you can do
Now,
it.
let me ask you that. When you're saying move the fluid from your neck, Laura has this amazing oil, which I love. Now, before we do any, stuff with the guasha or, anything, should we put the oil on first, or like any of our favorite face oils or stuff like that too?
For me, yes, you can, but you can even
Okay.
wait, because even the moving the fluid from the neck, you can just, as you're getting ready, it might be while you were cleansing, and you might even, because it depends. We talked about this yesterday. If you're using face oil, you might not want it to migrate into your hair that day or not. But you're just going to move, and then even reach behind and lightly, with a light hand, reach behind and come down and just move the debris. Like I'm going to show you here. Just move it out to the big lymph nodes, because here, ultimately, think of when you're moving fluid from your face, you don't want it to get stuck in the neck area and in the jowls. So what you're doing is you're clearing the areas preceding where you're pushing the water. So depending on where you live in the world, think of it as squeegeeing water or shoveling snow or raking leaves. You make small piles and you move closer and closer to the end point. So I'm just moving some of the debris out of the way here. And then I'm going to, just so that when I bring all the stuff from my face, I don't want it pooling right here. So I'm going to just do, and it just feels good. And I usually do this when I've cleansed my face, or if I've used one of my exfoliants. I have an exfoliant that's in a gel, sits in a gel. So for me, I love it. It's slippery, and my exfoliant has a slippery feel to it. So it begins with the slip and slide that you need anyways. It just, my hands are warm and it's moving, and this feels good. When you come from the back, just almost have your fingers lightly crossed and just come down. So then you pick up your tool.
Well, wait, someone was just saying, what if you're doing that, but you forget to put the junk down in the drain? What happens? That's where the puffiness kind of comes in even more, right?
Yeah. So then that's why, otherwise, if you were just doing it on your face, you might just leave it sitting in the jowl area, right?
Got it.
So what I want to do is, I don't want to bring everything and have it sitting here, and it couldn't move from here because this wasn't clear. So if I cleared this, it means that now everything else can flow. Okay.
Got it.
So and when people get off this Instagram live, start following sites that talk about lymphatic drainage, because it is huge. And all steps, whether it's facial lymphatic drainage or body lymphatic drainage, legs, arms, whatever, Lure Essentials, and I'm going to keep talking about them, not because I'm plugging, but I am, because I love sharing things that are my favorite things. And Lure Essentials, they've done such a great job of supporting me personally and helping me support my clients. I also do cool sculpting at my clinic in Toronto. And cool sculpting freezes fat, and the body has to eliminate those dead fat cells, those dead frozen fat cells. my clients go home with massage cups to help detoxify the body and move that debris quicker so they can see their results quicker. And here, you know, I have this crazy, stupid, expensive device.
Uh-oh, you froze. She's coming back. Oh, I think she might have froze. Hey, you guys, I see a few people just joined in. You know how the Wi-Fi does in a second. And then I can add her back on. But hey, you guys, I am style and beauty expert Denise Caldwell, and we are learning a lot of things from our lymphatic area, but also, you know, about the different products that Lure Essentials has that can kind of sculpt the skin, get some blood flow going anyway. Oh, thank you. I look gorgeous. I don't have any makeup on, but thank you. That's so nice of you, Christina. I'm gonna see if I can get her back. I think I can add her back on. I know sometimes the reception just gets a little tricky with everything, but I'm loving all the technique. That's okay. You know, sometimes with the reception with it, but that's why I was like, oh, I got her
Learning
back.
curve.
I love it.
You are so patient. You are so patient. So,
no, I love this. And you know, for you guys just joining and some that were with us earlier, Style Minute with Denise is something that is created for, you know, everyone to look good and feel confident. I've worked in the fashion industry for over 10 years and worked with so many celebrities and behind the scenes, and now I do television with the Dr. Oz show, Today Show, and a lot of different affiliates for NBC and Fox. So this time is just while we're in quarantine for me to help, you know, everyone out there who's watched me on TV and I'm a friend in your head. I want to pop on Instagram and I want to bring my friends like Linda along to say, hey, give us some of your secret sauce and give it to us for free, because this is $150 plus, you know, spa time that she's giving us. So, you know, there's no pressure here. If we get cut off, we'll come back. If we can't come back, then we'll see you another time. So again, you know, we try to be as polished and professional as possible, but as you can see with things that are going on now, we're not in control. Only God is in control. So, you know, go ahead, Linda.
And this is just going with the flow.
Absolutely.
You know, with the technology. And then I can take that metaphor and talk about, we're actually talking about flow, the flow
blood
of our
flow.
bodies.
Yes.
The flow of our energy. And so it really is great. This little guy, this thing, when I held it up, it was really cute, because when you said whether it was for men or women, this could be for men, like it's an upside down mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be for women, it's like lips. You know, it could be one of these. So anyway, it's lovely, lovely, lovely. This, when you get it, also amazing just for working the scalp and stuff. So when you get and when you get the tool, you'll start seeing more things showing up on social media for the different tools. So Guasha, strokes. You're going to put your oil on your face.
And if you guys are like, what oil? So Linda, you know, obviously Lure Essentials, you guys, has a great oil, and this has jojoba oil in it. It has sunflower seed. It has like lemon and different things. But if they have stuff at home, like they love their favorite, let's say eucalyptus oil, or they have a lavender, you know, what's the difference or specific?
Whatever you use, and I wouldn't use eucalyptus or lavender, but whatever you use that you know your skin loves, use it. Make sure it's organic. Make sure it's clean. Make sure there are no, clean in the sense that there are no dirty fillers, you know. This is really like you're opening your pores up. And the thing is, if you don't know where to start, this particular oil that Stella has formulated at Lure is really beautiful. And I haven't met anybody, because a lot of people are new to oils. You start buying them and you don't know where to start. It's like, you know, it's like buying pantyhose, or like, do I go this one, that one? It just becomes confusing. This is a very simple oil that appeals to everybody. So that even if you bought the oil, When you get it
Mm-hmm.
home, if you live with people, you might have to hide it because it is so beautiful and it smells so beautiful. It might end up in another bathroom
Exactly.
or
I love it
someone's gym
because
bag.
it's really light, and you guys, it has a little Doppler that comes down with it, but it's very light. And obviously, you guys, I'm African American, Linda is Caucasian, so as far as skin textures, totally different, and complexions, but it's still light. And if you guys can see it like visually running down, that's how light it is. Sometimes you see
Yeah.
oils and they stick to your skin, but that literally just rolled down my skin. And then it's kind of with a little sheen and a little matte. And there's no filter on my phone either, you guys. So that's just the nice light coming through, so you can really see what it's going to show up as.
and
Um,
and and it's light enough that regardless, like if you have naturally oily skin or dry skin, I haven't really any, it appeals to anybody. And because it is light, if you did this in the middle of the day, or your day starts in the morning and you like to do this, you won't feel dirty and sticky like you were at a beach or anything. Like you won't feel uncomfortable. You won't be aware that the oil is on your face. The oil is important because you need slide, especially with the cupping. So the oil is really important so that you've got that gliding action, because we don't want resistance. Um, you want it to be able to glide without stretching and pulling. And a little bit of, sometimes people get nervous thinking, oh my God, it's cupping or this is stretching my skin. It's stretching if you really stretch it. But moving
yeah.
your skin, look at, I'm just stroking my skin. I'm not stretching it. It hasn't made my skin any worse. In fact, it makes it better because I'm moving where I'm pooling, and I'm creating microstimulation with the blood. I'm moving the fluids that are pooling, and for me, usually it's along the jawline where I pool because I don't have a lot of fat on the lower part of my face. So for me, I just want the definition with my jaw, and that's why with this, I'm I'm just like, I like doing the strokes, and I bring it right up into my hairline, and then I bring it back down to the other drains. So, you've got this tool. This one might think, oh, this is cute, but all these edges are here to get into the different little nooks and crannies of our face. So when I'm here, I can get um, into the my nasolabial fold in the nostril when I'm coming up, because look how this fits. And you'll find
Yeah.
different spots right here, right here. This little groove here just allows me to even find the edge on my jawline, and just
Oh, wow.
gentle. But I want you to always think light touch. Think of icing a cake. You never go heavy. There's that little sweet spot that you'll know, where you just know that it's gliding, and you want to bring everything really close to the sideburn, almost into the hairline, and then you bring it back down so that we're moving it closer to these drains in the armpits, right? It's relaxing. If so, then you can start on your forehead, work it up into your hairline. You can work the brow. Yeah, you come right up and you bring it. And just make sure that when you're doing this, Denise, that your touch is light. And you might even think about going to that flat 45, almost the 45, because my worry is that people are too aggressive. So, try it different ways. If you have a light touch and you're at 90, that's fine. But even when you change the angles, you'll see how it feels. Just
Mm-hmm.
think, am I able to, when I, with my strokes, am I able to move that fluid that's sitting right below the surface of the skin? Am I able to drag it somewhere? Okay. And that's the whole goal with this. You can use this on your hands as well. We're on computers all the time. Some people have jobs or a repetitive task that's too much. You can even use this just to sort of chip away at what's here. Um,
Now, what does that do
oh,
when you
this is
use it with
here.
your hand?
For me, I get really tight muscles in my hands. So either from computer, my right hand, for 20 years of working with lasers, my right hand is just sort of gnarly, just from being in a position. And sometimes thank God the equipment has changed so much and has been more ergonomically in our favor as technicians. But in the early days, they never thought about what it was the user experience was for the tools that we were using. We just went with it. But you can definitely, even working this, to me, just works the any of the tendons in my hands. Think of your hands are further, like I'm up here. My hands are far away from the drains.
Yeah.
I can even take this tool flat, and it
Oh,
seems,
wow. And bring it up the arm.
yeah, just bring it up. Just move it towards, and while you're there, ladies, men too, just get right in there and give yourself a good little massage in the breast tissue. You know, this on the décolleté feels fantastic as well. And I love how this always feels fresh for me. It doesn't get hot. And in the
Exactly.
summer, I appreciate that because it gets stinking hot here in Toronto. I mean, it's cold. It's still cold. It's still winter here. We had snow yesterday. Go figure. But you're still moving to the big drains. That's the goal. You follow your strokes. You come in, you move it out, and then you move it down. And then all the line drawings that are in here in this little kit are all there for you. So the other thing I want to do is I'm going to bounce around.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to say a couple of things in the comments, a couple of the tips that she's been talking about, as far as with everything. And I also wanted to tell you, this is the kit here that you can get on the Allure Essentials website. So I'll put in the website again, but if there's things that you want to get, and again, a lot of the products are under like $35, which is amazing. And it's beauty products. And so I love it because I have my little beauty refrigerator. So I put all my little rollers.
That kills
my exactly, like little serums and stuff. And I know people are like, what? It was on sale, so I got a beauty refrigerator. But that's because too, that's the industry I live in. But I also love a self-care moment. I love going to the spa. I love doing things at home, and finding out different techniques. But then I like going to professionals too to just kind of see how I can be my best self. So, okay, take us to
on the refrigerator. I mean, that kills me that you have it because but it doesn't kill me. It's actually brilliant because I do this and we do this here and we tell our clients to do the same. Sometimes your skincare changes with the seasons.
exactly.
If that's the case, put your skincare that you're not using this season or that you don't use often, especially anything that could go rancid, put it in the fridge, stick it in the back of the fridge. My favorite lipstick, when they were going out, I knew they were dropping the color. I bought a bunch of them, and people come to my house and say, why is there lipstick in your fridge? And I say, because I'm hoarding. So this girl wouldn't have run out for toilet paper, but I will stock up on lipstick, no problem. So it's really smart to put your skincare in the fridge when you're not using it. So the cooling sensation, going back real quick to the Guasha tool, because it reminded me because of the word fridge.
Yeah.
Keeping the Guasha, even though it doesn't go bad because it's rose quartz, the Guasha in the fridge, if you have a tension headache or
Feels
a headache,
so good.
Yeah. In my house, when my children were little, I had a little freeze pack that was about this big, and I used to keep it in the freezer so that if they fell down or bumped themselves, and it was in the shape of, it looked like a little ice pack, flat, about this size. And it was a little bear, and we called it the Bobo Bear. We would go get the Bobo Bear out of the freezer. So even this cold, if you have a tension headache, amazing. And if you want to have a tender moment with a child after they've fallen down and hurt themselves, you just go get this. Even this, pulling it out and putting something cold, therapeutically feels good. It also just changes the focus on their little injury when you put this on somebody. So this,
Mm.
just, it's a, just here, I don't have grandchildren, but if I did, or if I had a little one in my house, it'd be like, that's something for you. And I would go to my tools and I would put this on them. Just,
Yep.
it's just even the placebo effect of something different. But in reality, it's cold, it feels good. It's going to help take some of that inflammation down. Okay.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And Angie, I saw, yeah, I got the little, it's a mini refrigerator. I'll probably do a style minute on it, but I got it at Sephora. It was $60. And then I'm a part of their little VIB club, so we got 20% off. So I mean, that's a good price right there. It's like under $50 for a mini fridge. And I put a lot of my cold creams in there. I put a lot of, some serums, some things, but all my like little tools and stuff like that. I love to put stuff in there. So yeah, if you guys get you like a little mini refrigerator or put stuff in your fridge, because before I had that, I would put my stuff in like little bags and just put it in there, and just have it so it can give that cooling effect. But like Linda said, the great thing about, the guasha is that it's already cool.
it's already cool. And
it's already, and it
I'm watching you do
feels
this. Your
so good.
technique is
I'm
so good.
learning.
Your technique is good. And you're coming right up on the jawline, which I wanted to comment because I saw you do that.
Uh-huh.
Even we hold, so many people have TMJ, which is the tension in the muscles of the jaw, because from clenching. And even this, when it works on your jaw, even us when we're doing facials, someone doesn't even know they have a tense jawline until we use the cupping on them, and they're like, they almost wince a little bit because I've gone into a muscle that's on full on clamp down. So always remember to work your jaw, because you might not realize how much tension you're carrying in the jaw, and
In the
also
jaw.
in this. So, when my Botox comes back, I can relax my forehead. When we come back, if we do this again, I swear to God, I'm going to look so much younger. I cannot wait. I
I'm excited.
cannot
Well,
wait.
let's talk about something that helps not only make us look younger, but it also gets that blood flow moving, baby. And
Mm.
so the face cupping system, first, can you just tell us what is cupping? And I know it was such a huge praise for people to get the cupping on their backs and, it leaves the marks and stuff like that. But now I feel like what Stella has done from Lure Essentials, she's made it, you know, it's accessible and easy because it's silicone, so it doesn't break. You can put it in your makeup bags. She gives you, inside you get 4 of them, different sizing. So educate us on what cupping is, and then take us through a little small tutorial, because I know there's some peeps in here. Got the Lure Essentials newsletter. Thanks for coming and joining. You got Linda Murphy here from the Clarity Med Spa in Canada. I'm here in New York, fashion and beauty expert Denise Caldwell. And this is just a tutorial, and you might say, girl, I don't have these tools at home, but I'm putting my discount code in, DC Beauty 10, so that you can get a discount. I'm also putting the Lure Essentials website that's in New Jersey. Nope, you didn't miss the face cupping. We're just going through a couple of things that would be interesting to you guys. You have questions, send them at us. Linda, we have her here. And like I said, this is something that's over $150 worth of service. Linda's here. Let's get some tips and tricks from her that we can actually do at home. So when we go to our spa, or you go visit Linda at the Clarity Med Spa, she can do something else on you that's a little bit more medically upgraded. So
Yeah.
thanks
Support
for
something.
joining. Thanks for joining, guys. And, tell us, yep, we love Lure. I know. Tell us what cupping is, and then walk us through a little something, something.
So, if anybody watched the Olympics, maybe Michael Phelps, there was a year that Michael Phelps, won all of the awards, and there are the images of the swimmers, any of the athletes where the shirt's off. We get to see these amazing physiques with all of the cupping marks. And, these are high level elite athletes. And look what their trainers were doing. They were treating their elite athletes with an old thousand-year-old, thousands of year old tradition in moving
Mm-hmm.
stagnation, releasing fascia. Stella, the founder of this company, her husband is an elite athlete, and they grew up in the Ukraine. And this was part of, years ago, where they lived, you just didn't run to the walk-in. Your grandmother either, jammed some cod liver oil on a spoon or threw a cup on you or made you drink some nasty tea. But it tasted nasty, but it was because it was herbs and something that they knew would make you feel better. So a lot of people think of massage or think of cupping as, the cups, with the fire lit, with the glass cups, and that still exists. But what's really beautiful is when you have cups that are engineered, and these are engineered so that you could do it at home and I don't have to light a fire under the cup. Now I can get the same benefit of releasing the fascia, of removing the stagnation, of draining fluids. I can do it at home. And with this little kit here, no one wants bruises on their face, but these cups are engineered such that they're always in motion and they're in motion easily. So when they're easily in motion, they won't cause the bruising unless you're repetitive. And I'll talk to you about little things just to avoid bruising. But even a bruise from a cup isn't a bad thing. Sometimes it just indicates that there's a problem somewhere. So not to be afraid of it. But when you're working with the massage cups by Lure, they've been engineered so that you can do a good job on yourself. In the bag, you already described what's in the bag. On the back of the bag, same thing, you get the instructions.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I
it's
love
all
that.
there for you. And you get this cute little scrubby brush, which is really wonderful. You get this cute little brush, a silicone exfoliation brush with these little spikes on it, right? Little spiky brush. And this is wonderful for exfoliation. I leave mine suction cup. It stays on the wall in my shower. So
Oh,
that,
wow.
so I just suction cup it to the wall. It's there waiting for me. You can also clean your makeup brushes on this little brush, by the way. Look and see the little spikes. I do a nice little clean on here. And that's a big deal, is to be able to clean your makeup brushes. I can even use it. I'm a gardener. I'm trying not to show my hands too much because last weekend it was nice for 12 hours and my hands so my hands are full on garden hands, and I didn't have garden gloves because Costco, the lineup was too long. So this girl gardened with raw, bare hands, and my hands are now raw and bare. But this is even great for cleaning your hands. You can just do a nice gentle cleansing. So this is there. So when you start with the massage cups, you've got
Mm-hmm.
these different sizes, and
Okay.
they're activated just by squishing them, just a little squish. So when you squish it, or there it is, you're changing the shape. And then when you hover it over your skin and you just release it as it's hovering on the skin gets sucked right in. Okay. So you're turning on and turning off the massage cup with the squishing action. So now we're going to make the assumption that you've cleansed. You might even put a toner on. You might even spritz with a thermal water. Like I do this sometimes. I just grab my thermal water and okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then
I love a thermal water. I like this
yes.
Olay Miss one.
Yeah. And then you put your oil on. And I like to put the oil on my fingers and just place
Oh,
it.
I'll put the discount code up for you guys. I put the website with the link, but I'll put the discount code up for you now. But it's DC Beauty 10, the number 10, DC Beauty and the number 10. And this one is $29.99. So you get a discount with it as well from the Lure
Wow.
Essentials one, if you're thinking about it. And so she was saying about the oil. Here's the oil right here. But there's various kits where some of the oils do come with it, so it kind of really pre-packages it for you too. But again, as Linda's saying, this kit right here is what we're going to start with, and it gives you 4 of these suction cups, which are silicone, and then it gives you the brush cleanser that you can use. for your skin.
what I want to say is when I squished this and it made that nice little oval shape, let me tell you, I'd like to share with people, I've bought a whole bunch of cups because I tried different ones over time. Because I would have clients say, "Oh, I got these cups, and I can get them for such and such," and I bought them on Amazon. And I'd say, "Okay, how was your product experience with that?" "Oh, I hated them. I just, I couldn't use it, and it was not squishy. It was too hard, and it kept popping off, and I threw them out." I'm like, okay. So these are engineered. This is food grade silicone. Okay, Stella goes back to the manufacturer twice a year to revisit and make sure and check to see how this, you would think, who would spend that much time and energy trying to figure out with a silicone cup? She did, because it does make an experience. Because if it's not a good cup, it will not be easy to use. If it's not easy to use, you won't use it. If you don't use it, it's going to end up in the back of your drawer. And during the pandemic, it's going to end up in the garbage. Landfill, oh my God, it's terrible. The whole story is terrible. Even the carbon footprint from manufacturing. So when you buy cheap, you buy twice. And not that these are expensive, but there are some that with lower price points.
Exactly.
If it doesn't have a brand, a name, someone standing behind it, you for the $4 or the $5 or whatever, it will end up as landfill. And that to me is part of why I think even this pandemic is happening. So we can look at everything that we're consuming and using and buying and be mindful and respect Mother Nature
and
ourselves.
appreciative. And
Yeah.
appreciative. And I feel like someone just said it best. Self-care, not shelf-care. That's so cool. So
yes.
Oh, and a couple people said they have the kit, so they want to know how to use it. Okay, so start with the tips, sister.
Okay. Sissy, this sister's got it. So oil.
Look.
Yeah, that's so good. And you've got the open shoulders happening. Go on.
Yeah.
Then bring it down your neck and just bring it right across. Yeah, those are good hands. I bet you give a good massage.
I
You
do.
look like you've got really loving hands.
I do.
Just putting that out there in case, the right person's looking for a massage. Oh my God, am I allowed to like
Oh, he's always looking.
He's always looking.
Keep it going, lady.
Okay, I'm your wing person. I'm your wing person. I'm going to work on it. So you've got the oil on. Now, what I would like to do is I want you to, because you're the newbie.
Yes.
I'm really good at this. So I'm going to coach you because you've done this once before. So you're going to squish it.
Alrighty. And we're using the big side. And so you guys, what I love is that I'm using I just use a little alcohol to kind of clean mine so I can make sure I have everything and stuff. So,
stop for 1 sec on that. On the alcohol.
Okay.
Look at me pointing at you.
I use a little that, and then I put a little like witch hazel or something, just because I know everybody's probably thinking sanitation these days. So I use a little bit of alcohol.
Is when the package comes, I would wipe it down. My cups, I wash them with soapy water versus the alcohol. Because the alcohol, I love my cups. And again, I don't want to shorten the lifespan because it still means landfill. So I don't want the alcohol to dry out my cups. And maybe Stella will pop in and tell us something different. But I wash mine thoroughly with soapy water. I rinse them out and I just lay them on the side and I just let the water drain out because this stays. Usually, all of my cups, because I've got body cups in the shower as well, because I use it on my IT band.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a slightly different size, but I use it for my cellulite, my tight IT bands because this girl has back
no alcohol,
and so just use soapy water. So now you've got, but yours are clean, and there's nothing wrong with even when you first get it. As a precaution, I would sanitize everything. The package, when I open a package now that comes in by parcel delivery, I take it, I put the garbage away, and I'm so aware that my hands have just touched a parcel, and I go wash my hands. So just even because I don't know where it's been kicked around in a truck, who's touching it, whatever. So just make sure everything's really clean.
So start us
Right?
off because we have
Okay, so
like
here
10 minutes.
you're gonna start here, and you're gonna start with the same vectors. So start
Okay.
on your chin, okay? And you've cleared everything here. You might have used the guasha to, empty the drains. So you've cleared everything. You've done some guasha. You've already started to move the fluids. Now you're gonna, when you hook this bad boy on, I call it a little bad boy. When you hook this on, you're gonna have the same strokes, and you're gonna come up and you're going to follow the vectors, and everything is an upward lifting movement. You're always moving up with your cups, okay? And then you're going to think, oh, well, everything is sitting here. Now you want to move this down. So you'll remember I taught you how to pulse yesterday.
Yes,
You can pulse, so you can go on. See that it's like
I
stuck
love.
there. There we go. There we go. Anybody with sinus issues, you can come up right under the nose, right here, and right over the sinus cavity, right there.
Look how
Okay?
this suctions, you guys.
But don't leave it there too long because I don't want you to bruise.
No,
So my
no
sister,
bruising.
when she got these, when we got them at the clinic, she goes, "Look, I'm a unicorn," and she walked around for about 20 minutes like this. She had a big hickey right smack bullseye in her forehead. I said, "You are
Now
such a joke."
I saw this. Can you block the comment? Oh, sorry. I don't know what that means. But no, for sure. Oh, I can't see her. Okay, hold on. Come over to the side, Stella. Yep, there you go. If you come over to the sides that way. Yeah. That way, some of the comments are coming in. So many people are loving everything. So do yours on the other side. Yep, you're good. Oh, thanks to Zara. We got her. And then I'm also doing it too as she's doing it. So
Yeah.
come on, we're ready.
So here I am, right? I'm here. I've got the cup on. I'm going to just hold some of the tension, and I'm going to just
Mm-hmm.
glide, and I'm just going to glide right up to my ear. So my skin is a bit lax. I'm a little older than you are. I could have birthed you. And so I'm going to just move up to the sideburns. I'm going to start parked in right on the nose and move it out to my sideburns. So, and then I'm going to, I can see without my glasses here. Even here, but don't go inside the eye area. Do not go inside the orbital bone. Stay right on the bone. Come here, right out to the side. So now visualize that you've moved all this fluid here. It needs to come down. So I'll come here and I'll
Mm-hmm.
drag it. When I get to the jaw, it pops off because the bone breaks the seal. So then I'm going to get here. And if the seal breaks and your cup pops off, don't stress. Just squish it and reconnect in the spot. Right here, because I am bony, I pump. So I come in
Yeah.
and I pump. And I do quick pumps. And I just pump it down my neck because I'm a little sinewy. I've got my platysmal bands are defined, and they're going to help pop it off. They're going to have it pop off. But what you're doing again is you're moving fluid, you're draining stagnation, you're moving the puffiness. So you're using the bigger cup. This on the forehead, you just drag up. And I also have a bony forehead, so I can't stroke. I don't get long strokes with the cup for me, but I still want the benefit. So I just squish on and off, see? And I'm moving the fluid, okay? You will notice this has a deeper feel than using the guasha. The guasha is very superficial. The guasha is really about moving the fluid. This, you can feel your body being pulled into the cup almost. Even though it's gentle, there's an awareness that you're being drawn into it. And what's happening is you're loosening the fascia. So fascia, in my mind, because I think, okay, what is the fascia? In my mind,
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is that?
it's that connective tissue that runs through our body from head to toe. What is that? If you've ever picked up a piece of chicken with the skin still on and you want to take the chicken skin off your breast of chicken, it's that webby second skin. That's all part of our fascia, and it's everywhere. So that's why when people, their IT bands are tight and they're tight down the sides of their leg, it's because things are starting to get crunchy, adhesions. I had 3 C-sections. I was cut 3 times. So I know even on my lower abdomen, I can feel a shortening of the connective tissue within my body. So
Got it.
if
Now
I
let
can,
me ask you this. Somebody just asked a question about with the forehead. Should
Yeah.
they go from side to side or more like angled and then drop it down, right?
Yep. So you're going to start first and you're going to go bring it right, do the first strokes, move some up to the hairline, up to the hairline, up to the hairline, and then you can start moving it away. Because you,
And it's always good to, when you start, use the other hand to kind of
a little
match
tension,
you.
a negative
Okay.
tension, so that you're not like, it's not like one of these, you know, you're holding your body down so that you can pull it away. So you just keep going. Okay. So you're just, and then the same thing. And then and you'll get good at doing it ambidextrously with two hands. The little tiny eye cups, for me, I can get the tiny eye cups onto my brow. Okay, and I can work the brow area on my bony brow. So move through, and then if the two cups don't get you in there, pull your guasha out. These are
Mm-hmm.
interchangeable tools. Okay, the little tiny eye cup, you are going to be it's tiny because the eye area, anyone will tell you that the tissue in the eye area is very delicate tissue. So do not use this big one up under your eye. Use the tiny one, because that tissue, you just want it to not, you don't want it to be stretched, and it's hard to create the tension.